All right, welcome back to another video. Today we are in FSD 14.3.7. So we got the latest software update for FSD. I will say that 14.3.6 was overall very good, except it did seem a little bit jittery at times. So there are some certain scenarios where it didn't really exude confidence. It kind of did start-stop type stuff. Especially on left turns and stuff like that, where it was usually would result in me just pressing the accelerator to get to just go ahead and go because it was safe, but it hesitated, which was irritating because it makes it feel like it can't tell whether it should go or should not. And so obviously that doesn't give you confidence about whether it's doing a good job or knows what it should be doing. So hopefully 14.3.7 is smoother and better in many ways. We still have those edge cases that we're dealing with. We've got that curb that we'll have to test. If you can see that curb, there's the chain test, and still have had a lot of issues with parking, especially parallel parking. It has not been doing a good job of parking, and it can't seem to navigate parking garages either. So still plenty of things where it needs to, have some work done. But overall, we're still I'm using it for 90 something percent. So let's see. That is in self-driving, 95%. So I'm at 95% self-driving since 14.2. So almost 6,000 miles of the 6,300 miles have been on FSD. So obviously I use it a lot. It's great most of the time. So it's just those small things, mostly parking lot things and navigation things, that are still an issue. It's strange. They're supposed to be giving us more of an ability to have like a preferred route. So that's supposed to help with some of the navigation things. If we always choose a particular route, it'll learn that. I haven't seen anything like that yet. That should help, but oddly, lately when I've tried to change the navigation somewhere, it hasn't given me a whole lot of options. So it is giving me options this time, so that's good. But sometimes it just doesn't give you the alternative route that you could take. Thankfully, though, that last navigation data update did help with the speed. So there was at least one speed limit that it was not getting correct before that navigation data update, and now it is getting it correct. So that is very helpful. Just got to keep getting more updates with the navigation, because the navigation data, like the map data, is definitely still lacking in areas. So it doesn't have this correct speed limit in a lot of places still. So I'm pretty convinced, though, that if they could just get the map data very reliable, then they could iron out the overwhelming majority of the issues with the speed control, which is still something that needs work. Sometimes it will go well over the speed limit, even on chill or sloth. So sometimes it's just hard to get it to go the correct speed or appropriate speed for the speed limit. All right, so we are going to be going through this town. It's really just a first impressions video of 14.3.7. Want to see if we notice anything. I'll get into those specific edge case testing soon. All right, so it did pretty good there. Like the speed limit sign was 35. It recognized it. It immediately slowed down at the speed limit sign. We're still in standard, so we're going 5 over. Let's see what it does with this 25 mile per hour speed limit sign. This is the one that most people ignore. Does FSD ignore it? It kind of did, yeah. So I'll drop it down into chill, sloth even, just to get it to, recognize that 25 mile per hour zone and not go 15 over. It kind of didn't seem like it was going to slow down. It did recognize the speed, and it just kept on going 15 over instead of adjusting to that 25 mile per hour speed. So standard is still very much, it just kind of decides based on the context of the road at the time, whether it thinks it's safe to go a certain speed. I mean, in that case, there was nobody around us that was influencing our speed. Should have just immediately slowed down. So sometimes it just goes with the flow of traffic, but in that case, it definitely just ignored the speed limit change. So we've got a train here now. It shows up as a bus. Oh, is it just... Oh, okay. No, it's just low. So it shows up as a bus / semis going across. All right. So a short train, thankfully, but we did have a train there. Still just kind of shows up as, in this case, buses and semis, so that's a little weird. I guess it's not really that important to have a good visualization of what a train is, but still a little odd. All right, in this case, we really shouldn't have stopped like right on the crosswalk. I'm going to go ahead and push it a little bit. Because that pedestrian wanted to cross, which he was pretty far back, so he didn't really look like he was ready to cross, but we stopped on the crosswalk, so that was not good to stop on a crosswalk there and block it. We should have just stopped before. We weren't going anywhere, so no reason to be on the crosswalk. Anyway, I have no doubt that it would stop if the guy had actually looked like he was ready to go. He's kind of just standing there waiting. He didn't look like he was in any immediate need to walk across the street. So I guess that's why FSD didn't react to him or stop. But still, either way, like I said, it should not stop on the crosswalk. Definitely would have made more sense to just stop before the crosswalk. All right, so since this is a neighborhood, I'm going to go ahead and we're kind of matching the speed of the car in front of us, so it doesn't really matter. But I dropped it down into chill just so that it doesn't go 35 and a 30. Definitely long, full NHTSA stops there. Just comes to a complete stop And it almost kind of makes the people behind you get a little bit frustrated, it seems like. We didn't get honked at, but the Jeep behind us definitely seems a little bit irritated. Kind of wanted to go faster than we did, I think. And sometimes those four-way or three-way stop situations, when there's other cars in the other direction, it gets a little bit, they get confused about what your intent is because it stops long enough that they think that you're telling them to go. So often FSD will still miss its turn because of that really long pause that usually people don't wait at a stop sign that long. They don't actually typically even come to a complete stop. They usually just kind of roll it at 2 miles per hour or something like that. I guess that's okay if once all the cars are on FSD, all of them are driving themselves, then maybe that's okay. It's strange though that we are required to do that full complete stop at stop signs, but yet when we get to the speed control, it's like they just kind of they let the car go whatever speed you want. If I put it on Mad Max, it'll just go 20 over and it's just like no big deal. Like, so strange that we don't have any way to control the speed and that nobody's really made any fuss about the speed. Like NHTSA hasn't really said anything about the speed control, but stop signs coming to a complete stop and not rolling it like a normal human driver it's interesting, the choices between those two. So I still have it on chill, so it should only go a couple miles per hour. Over here, maybe 47 and a 45. This is another area that the map data was previously messed up, and it would switch between 30 miles per hour or 30 mile per hour speed limit and 45 when it shouldn't. But I believe it's been corrected. We will, if it switches to 30 when you're on chill, it should slow down immediately. So that is usually the difference between chill and standard. Standard is much more likely to just continue going the speed it was, even if the speed limit changes. Whereas chill usually will slow down. Sometimes it doesn't. And then sloth almost definitely will slow down if it recognizes a different speed. But I think the map data was corrected in this situation. I didn't see it switching between 30 and 45 there, so that's a good sign. Again, the map data has been improved upon. There's still gaps. There's still places where it doesn't have it right. But it does seem, at least in my area, the roads that I drive, it has improved for some of them. It's gotten the speed limit correct more often now, where it used to fail at that. All right, so in this situation, we're on chill. I would expect it to be going about 47, and for some reason it's going actually under the speed limit. It's going 43, 44. So again, it's just the speed profiles are not necessarily predictable about what speed the car is going to go. It's generally slower versus faster, less assertive versus more assertive, but sometimes it'll go over the speed limit. Sometimes it will ignore the speed limit. Sometimes it will just go under the speed limit. We're going under the speed limit here, so I don't know. I think they're gonna basically end up just with no speed profiles. They're just gonna say it's just gonna drive whatever it thinks, and I think it's gonna act most likely a lot like standard. That's what it feels like. They're just trying to get rid of all inputs, basically. So that's pretty much it for this one. It looks like no eventful things occurred there. I do think that hopefully, at least on this first drive, it seems that 14.3.7 is smoother. So I haven't had as many of those little jittery situations that 14.3.6 had. But only time will tell once we get it in some more scenarios. And I'll get it in some of those specific edge cases where I know that it has failed in the past to see if they've made any improvements on those particular situations. But we're just going to let it park here, and then that should be it, as long as it comfortably comes and parks. So kids in the street. All right. Plenty of parking spaces to park. It just keeps going. Is it going to find one? I'm going to be awkward and try to get close to someone else. All right. Well, we parked right up front, so that's fine. A little bit of a wiggle of the steering wheel there, and we're a little bit crooked in the space. Not perfect, but we did get there fine. No disengagements or anything. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.